Start with this. Flooding is currently impacting some areas near the Idaho-Oregon border in Malheur County. The city of Vale was under level 1 evacuation notice, with schools closing today out of an abundance of caution. That notice has since been rescinded after the Army Corps of Engineers said that they had no concerns over a levee breach. However, flooding still remains a concern for some in other areas of the county. Our Audrielle Tackett joins us now from Ontario. Audrielle, you've been out there for most of today. What are you seeing now?
Brenda, as you can see, this field behind me is for farming, and it is completely covered in water. It's completely flooded. And I want to take you over this way. As I'm standing in the street that's actually flooded, you can see there's a mailbox over there that is nearly halfway underwater. The house next to it doesn't have a clear pathway out of its driveway. And then as we get further, the water just completely takes over the entirety of the street. Now, there's no evacuation orders in place here, but there are significant impacts in the rural areas.
We got about probably 40 acres underwater right now, and I don't know if we'll be able to farm them.
David Navarrete is an onion, corn, and wheat farmer in Ontario, Oregon. He says the flooding over the past several days is worse than what he's seen the past several years.
On 40 acres, we're probably gonna lose, your $80,000, for the year.
Navarrete says this will negatively impact his family. Even though he doesn't typically start planting until April, he says the ground will still be too damaged by then.
It's just taking everything in sight, and I highly doubt that we'll be able to farm it this year, and it's just a loss for us.
The water is coming from the Malheur River that runs next to Navarrete's farm. With the sudden rising temperatures and rainfall, snowmelt has led to a water level rising, which overflooded the bank of the river. While it didn't lead to any evacuation orders in Ontario, the water has halted roads.
It's just devastating to see something like this happen to our farm.
And farmer David Navarrete says that the flooding on those 40 acres is likely a total loss from the year. Now, we've driven around from city to city, and we can tell that the flooding is impacting various areas, Brenda.
I'm sure that cars have had to divert to different areas. What are you seeing out there when it comes to just regular cars?
There's not a lot of traffic. I mean, there's been neighbors stopping by to take pictures at this significant flooding all over the fields, acres and acres of fields. But yeah, cars turning around and diverting to different routes.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you so much, Audrielle.